Legacy is the most powerful format that is commonly played in Magic the Gathering. The decks are insanely expensive and the games are lightning fast.
And every decision matters.
We had our subscribers at home vote for one deck to represent each year since Legacy's inception and had Legacy specialists play in a 7-round tournament.
And now we finally have it. We have a top 8 of what could easily be the best Legacy decks of all time.
And after 7 videos,
We'll be finally able to crown the best
Legacy deck ever. Grand Finals. Do you like my Lands outfit?
You're committed. I love it.
It's the closest I could find to a football jersey for Lands. The best card type.
And if you miss a land, you can just pull the force.
I can take one off of it.
We are in the finals of our best deck ever Legacy series, and chances are if you've heard of Legacy, you've heard of Miracles. It's such an iconic deck, and as we clearly see, very powerful. Now it contains of a lot of cards that are very cheap and very strong to interact. Force of Will, Swords to Plowshares, Counter Spells, Snapcaster Maze, all of those juicy Legacy staples, but the whole deck is topped off with the Miracle mechanic, and those cards have such a big impact like Terminus or Entreaty Angels that we hopefully win from 0 to hero. Unfortunately, you won the die roll,
I did.
which is super important.
I love my hand. One of the decks at this table will win the whole thing. And maybe you can guess which one I'm playing. Lands is an archetype that plays almost 40 lands in the deck, a lot of one-ofs, and the whole point is it's a weird, grindy control deck that can tutor any land it needs for any situation, and sometimes play 2 a turn, recur them, and grind out the game. But sometimes you don't need a lot of lands, like in the hand I have right here, where I have a Thespian Stage and a Dark Depths, and that just wins me the game in this hand on turn 3.
We're on!
Best Legacy deck ever finals. And I hope you brought a sandwich, because this one's going to be long, because we're both playing really slow decks. Taiga, I will tap it. Andrea keeps on letting these resolve, but let's see if you do as well. I'll play in Exploration. I'll only read it if it resolves.
Already have a tough decision. Do we want to Force of Will the Exploration? And there are arguments for and against it. Mainly it gives Carl a very quick start, and there are some times where Exploration leads to a very crazy opening, including Thespian Stages and Dark Depths, but other times it's just basically a glorified ramp spell, which isn't that bad after 1 or 2 turns because Carl doesn't have access to Life of the Loam or other lands. So if we can counter all the good stuff, Exploration isn't that good, and I just say we let Carl have an explosive start and hopefully it doesn't matter after a turn or 2.
The winner of this is the winner of the best Legacy deck ever series, so every decision matters. What do you do, Talar?
Given that Andrea doesn't counter, I will not do as well.
I'll remind you that Andrea lost. Exploration
Wait,
is an enchantment. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Now, I can assure you I have more lands. So I'll play a Blast Zone. It enters tapped. It adds 1 mana, and it enters with a charge counter on it.
Oh, you can blow up your Exploration?
Later on, if I pay XX, I can tap it and put X charge counters on it. And if I pay 3 and tap it, I can blow up every permanent that has the same converted mana cost as the amount of counters I have on it.
I'll draw. I will make an equally impressive game. Island.
That is a very good play.
But I'm not done yet. No. I will tap that island to play a Sensei's Divining Top.
Oh no, this game is going to be so much longer.
Remember the sandwich. You're about to do it. Sensei's Divining Top. For 1 mere mana, I can look at the top 3 cards of my library and rearrange them. Now you say that doesn't do anything, but maybe the top card of my library is very important.
Maybe it's a miracle.
Because if I tap it, I can draw a card. It might even be the first card of my turn. Might be relevant for Miracles. By drawing the card, I put the top back on top of my library.
For context, this card is not only banned for power level, it's also banned because it's annoying.
Go ahead.
I think we got this. I'll draw. I'll play a Dark Depths. It enters with 10 ice counters on it. And if at any point it loses all its ice counters, I make a 20/20 flying indestructible Marit Lage. But I will need to pay 3 mana to remove each of those in turn. I'll also play a Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage taps for 1, or I can pay 2, and it becomes a copy of target land and gains this ability. And I've got nothing else.
Luckily, there's absolutely no interaction between the 2 lands you just played.
If I tap 3 mana, I can remove an ice counter. That's the combo.
Don't worry, my sweet summer child. Draw. It turns out we should have forced that Exploration. Well, hindsight is 20/20, but now we try to have the best of the situation, and we have nothing. We're dead. You can see it. I know it. But maybe Carl doesn't know, and we're gonna have to try our best because, well, that's all we have left. We're not gonna go down without a fight. So the thing is, we're gonna bluff and try the best. Maybe he's afraid that we have one of our so many removal spells. I will play a Flooded Strand, and given your recent threatening events...
Which threatening events?
I will play this card face down to deal with them.
Why did you wink at the camera?
No reason. Go ahead.
So is this morphed?
It's in defense mode. It's a trap.
Okay, well.
It's a trap?
I'll fall for it.
I promise this card handles Married Large.
I'll pay 3 to activate my Thespian Stage at the end of your turn. It'll copy Dark Depths.
Wait, they're both legendary.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'll have to sacrifice one of them.
Ha! Noob.
Joke's on me. I lost my Dark Depths. It's okay. I have another one. And now you'll see why Legacy is like a crazy. This Thespian Stage becomes a Dark Depths, but doesn't have the ice counters because it doesn't enter the battlefield.
So it's a Dark Death with no ice counters.
All right, it's considerably worse.
We have to sacrifice it well.
When I sacrifice Dark Depths because it has no ice counters, I make a Marriott Lodge, which is a 2020 indestructible flying creature token avatar.
Does it have hexproof? Yeah.
Is it my turn?
I'm not impressed.
I'll draw. I'll attempt to win the game.
Okay. Now I'm impressed.
As a special action, can I look at this?
Yes. I mean, I said it handles Marriott.
Oh yeah! Add a victory point right here.
Wait. I have still one more bullet in my gun.
Okay, wait. Let's remove the victory point.
I will look at the top.
Okay.
Cards of my library.
Are you digging for Swords to Plowshares?
Well, anything really. They don't.
All right.
Now we shuffle. I fetch 4 planes, and I have one.
You have one draw.
One draw. We'll do it together. You want to do it?
I want to cut.
Oh. You ready?
Take 20.
I block.
Usually in these videos, after game 1, we went in our sideboards to bring in more fitting cards to our deck. But this is going to be a best of 5 because it's the best Legacy deck ever series, and we can't get to the bottom of it without playing at least 3 games, maybe up to 5. So we're not sideboarding yet. We'll do that the game after. Now let's get into game 2.
Okay, that was impressive.
But you're going first now. Do you like your hand?
I think this is just good enough. If we get through the early game, we can fetch, set up a hand with Brainstorm, and then hopefully find a decent amount of pressure. It's acceptable.
Acceptable, he said.
It's not my dream hand, but really what is.
I love lands. It's actually my favorite Legacy deck. And I love lands because you look at this hand, and usually we'd never be able to keep a hand that is essentially 5 lands and 2 spells. But in this deck, this hand is not so. For N6 into recurring either my Tranquil Thicket or my Ghost Quarter, this is a very, very powerful hand of Magic the Gathering cards.
I will start off with a Flooded Strand, and it's your turn.
It actually deals you 1 damage, so it's so much worse than a Guildgate.
I have nothing to say.
I'll play a Taiga. I will attempt to play a Mox Diamond. It's a Mox, so it taps for any color mana.
I have so many counter spells, you wouldn't believe it.
Your bluffing didn't work before. When Mox enters the battlefield, I have to discard a land. Well, you said you have so many counter spells, so let's see if you do. I'm going to tap 2 and attempt to cast one of the fastest banned cards in Legacy, a Renin 6. It's a 2-mana. Oh, you do have a counter spell.
I promised.
Okay. Well, can you pay for it? Put your money where your mouth is, Todd.
We don't have a Force of Will. We can't do anything about it. We actually can't do anything about it on the board, except for attacking with like 2 1s and 3 1s. That's gonna be an uphill battle.
Renin 6 is a 2-mana Planeswalker. It enters the battlefield with 3 loyalty, and if I +1, I return up to 1 target land card from my graveyard to my hand. -1, Renin 6 deals 1 damage to any target, and -7 basically just wins the game.
Wonderful.
I know.
I cannot let that resolve without trying. I will get an island, and I hope
Are you brainstorming to try to get a Force of Will? So this is still on the stack.
And I will hope today is the 4th of May.
I'll get a dice.
Because I need to find a force.
It's gonna go up to 4. You'll see.
Because I need to hope the force is with me. 1 time? Is it too early for 1 time? It resolves.
You need to put your cards back.
Oh, do your worst. Which I don't say lightly because...
So it does go up to 4, and as scientists and Legacy players alike like to say, muchachos, we're in business town. I'll bring back a land from my graveyard to my hand, which will be this Verdant Catacombs.
Draw, I know. I knew this guy.
Did you brainstorm lock yourself? That's a thing you can do in Legacy.
I'll play a Tundra and tap it for a Senseless Divine Entrop again. Okay, I make you a deal. One-time offer. Take it or leave it. Please take it. We just put both of them into the graveyard and we call it even.
Oh, they're equally good permanents.
Yeah, right.
Both of them are banned.
Right?
I'll untap. Can I draw?
Yes, please.
Legacy is all about having a game plan. You don't go in expecting to just dirtle and hopefully draw into something good. Now the game plan this game is getting rid of all of Thoralf's lands. I know Thoralf doesn't have a counterspell because if not, Wrenn and 6 would have never resolved. So I'm gonna crop rotation and go get that wasteland, and I can snipe out any Tundra, any non-basic land, and bring it back with Wrenn and 6 again. Let's make sure Thoralf has nothing to play with. Start things off, I'll pay 1 for my Taiga. Play a crop rotation. At the time I play crop rotation, I have to sacrifice a land. So the Taiga,
I'm good with that.
I'm gonna get a wasteland. It can either tap for colorless or sacrifice it and destroy target non-basic land.
Luckily, there's not many non-basic lands, so...
Destroy target non-basic land.
Bye-bye.
If at the end of this game, you have any lands on the board, I'll consider this a failure. I will +1 and get my wasteland back. I also don't have any lands, so let's play a Schadenport. Either taps for colorless mana as well, but if I pay 1 and tap it, I can tap target land of my choice.
Okay, I will use all my mana I have to look into this.
Yes, go ahead. They go back on top.
They are the best cards that I've ever seen.
If they're the best cards you've ever seen, I don't want you to play them. So I'm gonna tap this and tap my Schadenport, and I'm gonna tap your island.
Wow. All right. I'm too impressed to be sad. I draw. And I'll play a basic land. Ooh. Protection. Go.
I'll draw. So my wasteland doesn't do anything here because you only have basic lands. So I'll play a Ghost Quarter. This one, if I sacrifice it, I destroy target land. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card and put it into play. I'll take up my Wrenn and 6, get back my Taiga. I will pass the turn.
I'll look into my top because I know one card is new. Woo! Hello.
Is it good?
What's... Yes, I'll untap.
Let's see if you like it. I'll Ghost Quarter your planes.
I don't think Carl notices it, but destroying my white mana is actually quite crucial because the deck is set up that it needs white mana to win, right? We have an Elspeth needs double white mana, Entreaty Angels need white mana, and everything that's left besides having white mana is bad creatures that he can just kill with Punishing Fire or Wrenns and 6s. So I really just hope he stops there and it was just a coincidence because we do need our white mana to set up the game-winning Entreaty Angels. Why would you do? I wanted that card.
Well, you just told me that it was really good.
I didn't think you would be that reckless.
We are going all in. Thoralf has been playing basics now. New game plan. We cut him off of white. He needs double white to win, either with Elspeth or Entreat the Angels. So let's keep sniping out his basic planes with Ghost Quarter until he runs out of planes. So anything he puts into play that taps for white mana is gonna go into the dump, which is also coincidentally where I found this costume.
Make a white mana, and then that happens.
Okay.
So my planes is destroyed. I'll get an island, and then I will use the white mana to look at my top again.
Very efficient.
Because now I don't know what it's there, and I want all of these. Very good. I'll pull it back like this.
Before you draw?
Wait, don't touch my...
I'll tap your island. Did it feel like a good card?
It did. It's tapped. I draw. Play a Flooded Strand. It's your turn.
It was a good card. I'll tap your Flooded Strand.
Why?
You can fetch if you want.
You sound like my mom.
Did your mom say you can fetch if you want? How did that ever come up?
I will fetch.
Your mom is a reasonable woman. She taught you well.
She is. We'll get another island.
We're going downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. I'll target my Ghost Quarter.
Thank you, Vanessa Cotton.
Vanessa Carl. Pass the turn.
I'll look into my top. I do like this, and untap. I mean, so far I'm just gaining lands. I don't know what your problem is. I'll play a fetch land. Let's see how many Ghost Quarters you have. Go.
I'll draw, and now I have 8 cards in hand.
Discard?
So I'm gonna have to start doing things. I will Rashid and Port.
Can't I just have my lands in peace?
No.
Yeah, I will fetch again. And I get another island.
Thoralf, there's a tragedy. Wrenn and 6 is nothing to get. I'll play a Taiga and pass the turn.
My mom did always say drastic times need drastic measures.
She says a lot of things.
It was mainly about the state of my room, but I will cast a Snapcaster Mage.
Ooh.
When Snapcaster Mage enters the battlefield, I can choose an instant or sorcery in my graveyard I have a Brainstorm. And I can cast that again for its mana cost, and then it's exiled.
Okay.
So I will cast a Brainstorm. Now 2 cards go back. Magic is a game where you have to play for your outs, and the only out I have right now is basically find a Jace, because the only thing I can cast with my mono blue manas. Take your chances when you find them. Most of the time you don't, but once you do, you successfully gain something out of nowhere. So we're gonna hit that top and hit the Jace. Please.
Look at one more.
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage has a extra secret line of text, which is attack Ren in 6 down. So I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm gonna Punishing Fire it, which is an instant that deals 2 damage to target creature or player. It has a magic thing that whenever you gain life, I can pay red and bring it back to my hand from my graveyard.
I don't plan on getting life.
I plan on potentially giving you life.
It dies.
Yes, now you can look at the top 3 cards.
I just want to look at my top. Why is it such a problem? Life is so unfair, man, sometimes. I'll put it back. I will draw this card. I'll tap blue and play a Ponder.
Ooh.
I can only top 3 cards of my library. Well, actually just top 3rd card because I know the other 2. And I can draw 1 or shuffle and then draw 1. I will choose option number 2 and shuffle because all of them I don't want. Lucky card number 1.
Yeah, Ponder is just 1, not lucky card number 2 or 3.
And then, because times are still dire, I'm gonna use the top to draw a card.
How dire are they? Wait, you're just putting it on top of your library?
First I draw. I
Draw.
put this into my hand.
Yes.
The top goes into
You did it correctly.
Thank you. Now this one has a top. It is
Oh, it is a Jace!
Hola! Jace, my friend. He comes into play with 3 counters. 0. I can draw 3 cards, put 2 of them back on the top of your library in any order. -1, I can return a creature to its owner's hand. -12, well, I win the game. Doesn't matter how. And what I'm about to do, +2, I look at the top card of target player's library. That's going to be you. You may put that card in the bottom of that player's library. Well, I'm gonna look at this one.
I don't even get to see it.
Never.
Bottom.
Are you a gambling man? I ask you.
And I'll never get to see it. I wonder what it is.
I will put it back.
Oh.
It's your turn.
Jace is tough. Oh.
It doesn't really strike me like a tough guy, I have to say.
Well, it strikes me like a toast guy, because he's toast. But I'm gonna have to order it properly to not look like my brain is made of potato salad.
Why is he toast?
I'm gonna ultimate Ren in 6. If I remove 7 counters from it, I get an emblem with instant and sorcery cards in my graveyard have retrace, which means I can discard a land from my hand to play them again.
All your instant and sorceries.
All my instant and sorcery. Crop rotation, punishing fire, they can both be played at any time by just discarding a land from my hand. I heard my deck has a lot of land. Play a Mox Diamond. Does it resolve?
Absolutely.
Discarding a Tranquil Thicket. And then I play a Wasteland. This makes red and colorless. This makes red and colorless. This makes red and colorless. I'm gonna discard 3 lands because I'm gonna discard 1 to bring back Punishing Fire, play on Jace.
Jace goes to 3.
I'm gonna discard another land to deal 2 damage to Jace.
Jace goes to 1.
I'm gonna discard another land to deal 2 damage to Jace.
Jace is dead. I didn't think he would die so quickly.
And it's your turn.
I draw. I'll pay a top again. And it's your turn.
I will play Life from the Lawn.
Yeah.
Targeting Thespian Stage, Verded Catacombs, and Thicket.
So basically 3 lands, which means I will counterspell it, which means it's counterspelled.
Luckily,
It's the small victories.
I have an emblem. I will bring back this Tranquil Thicket to my hand. Discard it to play another Life from the Loam. I retrace it.
That happens.
Targeting the same 3 friends.
This time I don't have a counterspell.
We'll play Verdant Catacombs. We'll tap for a green and play an Exploration. It's the one that allows me to play an additional land in each of my turns. I'm going to get rid of your planes with Ghost Quarter. Destroy target basic. You can go get another basic in your deck and put it into play.
I will float a white mana. I will also get one of my infinite basics.
So you have 1 white floating.
Correct.
I'll play a Thespian Stage. I'll go to attacks.
Before attacks, I will play a Snapcaster Mage, which gives flashback to something, but I don't know anything. And then I will use the blue to look at the top 3.
Before you look at the top 3, I'll take 1. I will go get a Taiga, and I will use it, discarding this land I have to play a crop rotation with Retrace. Because, once again, all the instant sorceries in my graveyard are actually in my hand as long as I discard lands. Does that happen? You can put it down. It happens?
Yeah.
I sacrifice my Rashidun Port, and I'll go get a Maze of It, which I can tap it and target any attacking creature. They become untapped and they don't receive or deal combat damage this turn.
All right, there goes that plan as well.
Go ahead.
I will look at the top
Yes.
as promised. Oh, well, I mean, I can do much about it. And I will untap and draw. I will try to attack Ren 6.
There's a labyrinth I would like it to fall into.
I will play a Mysterian Forest and fetch. I have no more basics left in my deck. I have many lands to choose from, but this time I'm going for a Tundra.
I noticed. That's not a basic.
Need to pay too much attention to any of this.
So you're telling me
I'm telling you nothing.
you have more than 7 basics in your legacy deck.
It's my legacy basic land deck.
You should be wearing this suit.
I'll cast the Brainstorm.
Yes, you may.
I'll draw 3. And you. I would still offer your draw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I will draw. Thank you for offering me the draw. I'll take up Ren 6. Put my thicket back to my hand. And then I'll probably discard it again to play a Life from the Loam, targeting 3 good lands. Thicket, Ghost Quarter, Rashidun Port.
Okay, no way that's gonna happen. I'm gonna cast one of my Snapcaster mages. And I will target the counterspell.
Well, no way that's gonna happen. I will discard my
You said you
Thespian
don't play
Stage.
counterspells.
Good point. I'm gonna discard my Thespian Stage to play a crop rotation. Does this resolve?
It resolves.
I have to sacrifice a land to play it.
Yes.
I will go get a Bajuka Bog. It enters the battlefield tapped, but the most relevant part about it is when it enters the battlefield, I exile all cards in target player's graveyard while the target is on the stack. So you can't recast it yet. It does not have flashback.
It's gone. It resolves then.
Ooh!
Ooh.
I get my friends.
Yes.
I'll get rid of your Tundra with my Wasteland.
I will look at the top. Oh, yeah, crap. All right, it's gone.
I'll play a Ghost Quarter, and I will target land. You may search your library for a basic and put it into play.
Ah, all right.
You have one.
I flooded blue, and I will look for my library. Ah.
You looked so hard. And you have 2 cards in hand?
Yes.
Is one of them a counter spell?
No.
Because I'll discard
Stop
this
asking
board
me.
to cast with Retrace this Life from the Loam, bringing back these 3 friends.
Yes.
Wonderful. I still have a land drop.
I still have a blue mana.
I'll play the Ghost Quarter. I'll target your island.
I will look at my top again. Also bad. I'll float a blue. I have so many basics. I'll look again. Actually, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I've been looking for freedom.
I can help you with that. Would you like this game to end?
No, I want to win. My turn? Thank
Yes.
you. At least I will try to kill the Ren 6.
One of those will decide their pacifist today. Ren 6 goes to 1.
Okay, I will play a fetch land. It's you.
Woohoo! Turbo mode activated with 2 explorations on the board and a Ren 6 in play. You're going to see lands at its most disgusting. I will attempt to cast an exploration.
It resolves.
I'm going to plus, bringing back this Ghost Quarter to my hand. I will play it and attempt to destroy it.
It's destroyed.
Pay 2. And discard one of the lands in my hand to play a Life from the Loam, bringing back these 3.
That happens. Go nuts.
I have 2 land drops left. I will play Ghost Quarter. Destroy your island.
It is dead.
I have 1 land drop left. And I will play a Taiga.
You know you're living the good life when you have to announce how many land drops you have left. I'll fetch.
Did you fail to find? Are you out of land, Thoralf? Oops. Very nice.
Okay. I will look again. A fetch land. I will draw. And you know what? Now he's going down.
Yeah, it's going down.
Yay! Victory! I'll play a Tundra. It's your turn.
I'm going to tap green, discard this Taiga to play a crop rotation. Does it resolve?
Sure.
Sacrificing this, I will go get Dark Depths.
I see you're missing mana.
I enter with 10 counters on it, as counters. 10 turns, you're gone.
Please don't let me wait 10 turns.
I will discard this to replay my crop rotation, sacrificing the Jukapot.
Still nothing.
Okay. I will go get an Ancient Tomb. It taps for 2 mana, but I lose 2 life if I do it.
Whoa. That deck plays Ancient too?
This deck plays every land you could imagine. I'm gonna pay 2 life. I'm going to copy my Dark Depths with my Testing Stage.
That happens.
Sacrifice my Dark Decks. Thespian stage becomes a 2020 indestructible. I'll untap.
Okay.
I'll draw.
Yes.
And I'm a man of my word.
I was hoping I win the game. It's like, at
I will
least on
discard
the moral side.
a land to bring back Life of the Loam, bringing back Ghost Quarter and lands.
Okay, yeah.
I'll play a Wasteland. I'll destroy your Tundra.
I float a white.
I'll play a Ghost Quarter.
Yes.
I'll destroy your island.
I will look at my top.
I promise at the beginning of the game that I consider it a loss. If you have any lands.
It is a win on every line of the way.
I'll attack for 20.
I die.
Woo!
Okay, there's no way to phrase it nicely. We're up against the wall. And our sideboard isn't too great. We do get counterbalances, so now we have the very iconic lock of counterbalance top, which if Carl doesn't sideboard his enchantment removal, is quite a decent block. I mean, he can't cast anything and then also the lands don't do much. So we're really just gonna hope that that carries us through some of the rounds.
Now we're gonna take out all 4 crop rotations, which is something I usually do against decks that play more than 4 counter spells for it, because if they counter the crop rotation, they essentially take out one of my lands at the same time. But we're gonna replace it with its little brother, Elvish Reclaimer, which is good because if they counter it, it's okay. But then in the future, I can also just crop rotation every turn. And I know that Thoralf's removal is very taxed by my 2020 indestructible flyers. So it's either going to be a lightning rod for his removal, or if he saves it up, it's just going to get me so much advantage. And we're playing 3 chokes because I heard that not untapping your lands was pretty good in the semifinals.
Okay. I really, really hope sideboarding makes it better.
If I win, I don't need to edit as much. Extra motivation. So, let's start the rap music. Oh yeah!
All right, this is what we can work with. We have a Spell Snare, we have a Sense's Divining Top, we can work up to a Jace. I think we have a good start here.
This is incredible. Like in game 1, this is on the turn 2. At the end of Thoralf's turn, I can make a 2020 indestructible. I have no way to recur it afterwards, but we can draw one. And there's a choke in my hand, so if ever he does something, he won't be untapping any of his lands. I think maybe this is gonna start to look pretty good on me. What do you think? All in! Let's go.
Oh god. All right, well, I will play an island and the old-fashioned Sense's Divining Top. That's all I have.
I mean, it's banned.
It is.
I will draw. I will play a force. Tap it for 1 green.
You do.
Play an exploration.
I have so many counter spells. Resolves.
I am allowed to play an extra land on each of my turns.
To be fair, earlier I could have countered it.
Very cool. Counter this. This is the Thespian stage. You can tap to copy my lands.
I'll draw. I'll play another island. And it's your turn.
I will untap and draw. I can play 2 lands per turn. I will.
It's never easy with you.
For those of you who might have missed the
subtle.
I can currently pay 2 to copy my Dark Depths with my Thespian stage. I will choose not to do so right now.
Well, I will do what I've basically done the whole game.
Look at the top 3 cards in the library.
Mirka is a very dangerous deck.
Just playing with yourself.
Oh no, that's not this kind of content. Well, Carl laid it out on the table. Again, he has one of those really good starts where he threatens to merit large us on turn 3. So that means we have to look as many cards as possible to find one of our copies of Swords to Plowshares to not die right away. So I put it back like this. And I untap. I'll draw this, and I'm gonna fetch immediately. Ooh, because I don't like what's there. And then I'm gonna use 1 blue to do what I'm always doing.
I have to look at the top 3 cards in your library again. Legacy is so exciting. It's just people looking at 3 cards repeatedly.
Put them back like this. That's you.
I don't know if it's as good here, because it's not... It's 1 turn later.
All right, I'm sensing doubt in Carl, and I think he might be just putting all eggs in one basket. And I know the feeling, right? You're 2-0 up. You're so close to winning the tournament. You're so close to the best deck ever. And all you need to do is just tap your lands, make another 2020. They might not have it again this time, and carry it through victory. It's over in a minute. But it's not. And it's our job. We want him to do this. If he does this, he loses 2 lands, and probably the chances of him winning the game go way down, and we have a lot of time to set up. But how are we going to sell it? We have to say it well. We have to put on a performance to make him believe that this is the right play. Drastic times need drastic measures. No holding back. We're going to put it all in.
Oh, I was going to do it. Now you went in an interview. If that is a Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, you know what? I'm an honest man.
Normally not. Are you just showing me your hand?
I don't have anything. I know the top cards of my library. They're very dangerous.
It is a legal game action, but...
Look, I'm also going to put this card face down.
You did that in game 1, and you had nothing.
It deals with your Merit Lodge.
I mean, if you want to go down in style, so be it. You do your thing. If this works, I win the game. So I will copy...
And the tournament, for that matter.
I become the player with the best legacy deck ever. And if that doesn't work, I'll just get you in a few turns. I will copy my... You're so cocky. Let's wipe that grim off your face. I will copy my Dark Depths with my Thespian Stage. There's 2 of them. Oh no, it is sacrificed. This Dark Depths has no counters on it.
Are you sure?
Oh no.
I will let you put that back, just this one time.
I've gone down the rabbit hole too far now, Thoralf. I will put a Merit Lodge into play. Do I untap? I do.
You do.
I'll untap. I'll draw a card. I declare attacks.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't...
You may attack.
I'll attack? Oh, come on.
I will tap the top.
That's the worst fake out, Thoralf. If that's...
You may look at it.
Booyah! Woo-hoo-hoo!
On the bright side, you gain 20 life.
Woo! Okay, nice play. Well done. That was a very nice way to entertain people before you lose the game.
You may concede in shame. You go to 40. So this goes on top of my library. And this is my hand.
So we know Thoralf doesn't have a counterspell in hand. So we could just easily play a choke here. It's going to resolve, and every land Thoralf has left has a tap and then never untap. You just sacrifice the lands to tap him, basically. But I didn't come here wearing the suit for nothing. We're going to go all in for the big kill. If I play an Elvish Reclaimer here, if he lets it untap, I'll just take over the game. It's going to get Merit Lodge, it's going to just re-win the game. So he needs to get rid of it. And I saw that Jace in his hand. So if you just play the Elvish Reclaimer, Thoralf is not going to be able to resist the juicy target of tapping out for a Jace, minusing it, bouncing the Elvish Reclaimer, and then trying to press the advantage with his Jace from there on. Little does he know, he's going to tap out all his lands to do that. I know he doesn't have any counterspells, and choke is going to end the game. So I still get to play 2 lands. I'll play a Thespian Stage. You knew that one. You let me blow it up, and then destroyed my 2020 avatar. I'll also play Caracas, which taps for white, or I can return target legend to its owner's hand. So if you play a Vendilion Clique, you get to play it again, which is actually pretty good. Ooh. So I know your hand, so I know I'm free to go. So Elvish Reclaimer, bam, bam, bam. Currently, it's a 1/2. 1 more land in my graveyard, and it's a 3/4. I can also tap it, sacrifice a land by paying 2, and search my library for a land and put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then pass the turn.
I think we lived through another day in a very exciting manner.
1 more Dark Depths, and you go from 19 to -1.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'll play that. Ooh. And then, as you might have seen, I'll tap 4 and play Jace.
Yes, it's a Mind Sculptor. It's better than all.
Some even say the best. 3 loyalty. For +2, as we've noticed, you look at the top card of some player's library, you can put them on the bottom. For 0, I can do Brainstorm, draw 3, put 2 back. For -12, we do lots of exciting things, but for now we do -1 to return the Claimer to its owner's hand.
It's in my hand.
Go.
End of turn. I will tap my Thespian Stage and pay 2 and copy my Taiga. I'll untap, draw.
So I've noticed that my Jace still lives.
It does.
I think are splendid news.
You're right. Did you draw? A Force of Will. I'll play choke. That's the appropriate reaction to choke. Andrea Mengucci did not react that way. It reads, islands do not untap during their controller's untap phases. I do not play islands.
Yeah.
Lands. And while it's still around, I'll play an Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah. No?
Yes.
Untap? Upkeep?
Untap step, yes.
Draw. I'm gonna bounce it.
Feels like last turn.
And it's your turn.
I'll untap.
Oh, must be. How does it feel? Can you tell me? I'm so sorry. Like this finals is going.
It's gonna end on a bang. I'll play another Elvish Reclaimer.
I have one more hand summon in my bank.
In case you have something that gets rid of choke, I'm gonna play a choke.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I will put them at the same place where my emotions go in the box, and I will never touch them again.
We can just do this. These won't untap.
It's my set.
Ever again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I will draw. At least I know this card, which is good. I'll play fetch land.
Oh, and that one can get a plains.
I'll fetch.
Okay.
To the surprise of nobody, I got a plains.
Those untap.
And then I'm gonna brainstorm, meaning draw 3, put 2 back. So we're gonna put those 2 back. And then we're gonna use the white to sort the Elvish Reclaimer.
Giving me more life.
I heard you like life.
Untap. Draw. Don't know if I miss my Elvish Reclaimer.
I wish I could say the same.
I'll play an exploration. Can play 3 lands per turn. It's okay. Like most of my draws are live. I'll pass a turn.
I draw. Since my top cards are pretty bad, I will fetch again. Plains, yes. Then I'm gonna play Essence of Divine.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So now I can look at the top 3 cards of my library. It has many blue cards I can't cast. And then I'm gonna +2 on myself, looking at this one. Don't want it.
You've got a little engine going.
It's like a tricycle engine. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll draw. I'll draw again by cycling a Shelter Thicket.
I accept the draw.
I'll draw. Ooh, very nice. You're tapped out. Of course you are. I'll play a gamble. Search my library for a card, put that card into my hand, and discard a card at random. Then shuffle your library.
Given that you can play Infinite Land, have a Thestian Stage, and Life from the Loam would be kind of fatal, I will choose the strategic option of forcing that spell.
You chose well.
Thank you. Untap. Draw. I know this card. It's a hand. I will use Jace again, going to 5.
Okay.
On myself. This one. You.
All right. I'll need to draw something sooner or later. But
No.
for now, Grove of the Burn Willows. Pass the turn.
I enjoy this. Okay, we'll look at the top 3 cards. Don't need that, don't need that. Want to draw this. Wonderful. Untap. Draw. We're gonna do the same thing again. I need another die. Ooh, the good time start. I need another die. 7. Ooh, I could look at yours. Yeah, show me yours. I think strategically putting that down would be called a mistake, so you can keep it.
Okay.
Go.
No, what's wrong with you? This is great.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with it?
Cycle it.
Okay, I don't put it down.
I'm gonna draw a card.
Yes. Oh, God.
I will attempt to play Life on the
Oh,
Loam.
go away.
You don't even know what I was gonna target.
Oh, no, it also comes back next turn.
You just delayed your death by 1 turn.
Okay, well.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but that's all I need, basically. I'll look into this. You've seen Inception. I have to see if it still spins.
You have to see if it's still reality.
Yeah. So far, it's still reality. I'll draw this. I'll play fetch land. Actually, I will fetch now. Get an island. And then have another look.
Another look.
Okay. How do I survive the longest? Okay, well, it's the fetch land again. Let's be honest. I've used Jays on myself 3 times. And all 3 times, I've put this Vendilion click onto the board.
The same Vendilion click.
Go ahead.
You know what's up. I'll attempt to dredge after the loan, which means I'll put it into my hand. I'll draw it instead of my card for turn. I'll put these 3 cards into my graveyard. Okay. While you do moaning sounds, I'm going to cast Life of the Loam to bring back Thicket, Port, and Dark Depths.
That resolves.
All right. Wonderful. So I'll play Rasheen Port. I'll play Dark Depths, which enters with 10 counters on it. Play a Mox Diamond, discarding this Glacial Chasm.
Yes.
Does it resolve?
It does.
Okay. I'll tap your island.
We'll make a blue while it goes into my
Never untapping pile.
sadness pile.
I will pass the turn.
And look into my top. They go back like this. I will draw. I'll play Flooded Strand. Use Jace again for +2 to Fate Seal the top card of my library. Nope. Not a click, but still, it's you.
I mean, we've got it every turn, so we might as well start trying. I will copy my Dark Decks with my Thestian Sage.
You have a 2020.
2020 Marriott Lodge. You can get rid of it. I will do it again next turn.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
It is.
I will dredge Life from the Loam. Meaning I can put it in my hand and I mill 3 cards. Does that happen?
Yes. Boop. Anything relevant? No punishing fires.
I will go to my attack step.
I will play Snapcasting Mage. This island goes into my sadness pile.
It's a steep cost.
And I will target the Swords to Plowshares, which I will also cast. Now, I'm a generous man. You get 20 life again.
So now I'm running out of time because your Jace is getting close to being dangerous. So pay 2 and Life from the Loam. Targeting Wasteland, Thespian Stage, Dark Depths.
I'm empty-handed.
Oh, this is going to be a lot
Nothing
easier than I
left,
thought.
except for Hope
Okay.
and the Miracle.
I can play 3 lands a turn, right? Where's your god now, Thoralf? I'll play all 3 of these. I need to get rid of that Jace. I don't want you to have mana, so...
Why?
Well, you know, in 2 turns it's going to be pretty dangerous. I'm going to Wasteland your Flooded Strand.
Oh, I thought, haha, if you use the port, I fetch a basic.
I can tap your basic. I
But
can
the
tap
other
your
way
Tundra.
around is actually very
Whatever
smart.
you get is gone.
Yeah, I will fetch.
All right.
I will get a Tundra now. You can
Okay.
tap it if you want to.
I will.
But this way I have more islands in my deck.
I can tap them every turn. Yeah, I'll tap your Tundra. Would you like to do something with it?
Use the mana for my toss.
Go ahead.
Ooh, too ambitious. Step 49, still in place. It's a long list, I have to tell you. Put those back on top. Untap
Yes.
all my precious white lands. Draw. I will use the 3rd dice for Jace.
That must feel nice.
I will Fate Seal myself again. I will not use this counterbalance. What is your last total?
61.
I can't even beat that.
Actually, if you attack, I just...
You know what? I attack.
I'll take 2. I lied.
Well played.
I'll go to 59.
I'll play
I did well in not attacking. Wow.
Your pride saved you.
Crack has changed the game slightly because now at any time Thoralf can bounce my Marionette Latch by just tapping it. It's okay. We can destroy it next turn after we untap. We can Wasteland it. That's fine. In the meantime, though, that Jace is really scary, and we want to make sure we can start taking it down as early as possible. So we're going to start dredging just because we want to put a Punishing Fire in our graveyard, which can start taking down the Jace, or even keep it away from just winning on the spot. And it's okay because even if it goes in our graveyard, we have the Grove of the Grounding Low, so we can just bring it back to our hands and then hit it. So let's start digging. End of turn. I'm going to cycle the Thicket, and instead of drawing, I'll bring back Life from the Loam. This will put 3 cards in my graveyard. Untap. Is there another Life in the Loam there? Nope. So I'll take a regular, normal, boring person draw.
Yeah.
So we'll keep on digging. Life from the Loam. I'll get these 3 lands. I get to play 3 lands. First of all, Caracas. Beep. Bye-bye. I'll destroy it with my Wasteland.
I will make it white, yes.
I will cycle my Sheltered Thicket.
Alright.
Getting back my Life of the Loam.
Okay.
I will mill 3 more cards. Punishing Fire, please. No Punishing Fire. That's okay. I will fetch with my Wooded Foothills. Put this Taiga into play.
How do you still have lands?
My deck is called Lands, Thoralf. Play Life from the Loam.
Stop doing so much.
I'll get Grow the Bunrillows, Thicket, and Rishaden Port. I have 2 land drops left. I'll play Grow the Bunrillows and Rishaden Port. Those will be all of my lands, and I will cycle this Sheltered Thicket.
Sure.
It will dredge a Life from the Loam. 1, 2, 3. That's not a Punishing Fire. Well, you know what, Thoralf? A 2020 Indestructible is going to have to do.
I'll use the white mana I made 1,000,000 years ago
Yeah.
and look into my top.
When I look into my top, it looks like this.
It's going to be like this.
Is it not very good?
It's Scalding Turn. First, I use all but 1 counter of my Jace.
So you minus 12 your
I
Jace.
pay in 2 dice. Now we can finally read it. Exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shuffles his or her hand into his or her library.
Okay, so that means I lost all my Punishing Fires, but that's okay. It's exiled.
Ah, look, a Punishing Fire.
Oh, I would have needed that. And these 2 cards
Become your library.
become my library.
It's just your turn.
End of turn. I will make my Thespian Stage become a Dark Depths. Dark Depths died because there's 2 of them.
You've done this before, I think.
I feel like I practiced it quite a
Okay.
few times. Thespian Stage will sacrifice and make Marionette Latch. I'll go to my turn and will untap all my permanents. I'll draw from my deck. I will attack you for 20.
The pessimistic people would say I'm dead.
So if you're just dragging it out.
I will activate it. I draw the card.
So Thoralf is looking really confident here, and he's looking way too smug for someone that doesn't have either a Source of Plowshares or an Entreat the Angels on top of his library. Because Swords gets rid of my Merit Lash, and Entreat the Angels makes a blocker, and he can untap and he's fine. Now if he has a Swords, good game. He's got me out of this game probably anyways. It's fine, we just go up to game 4, I'll beat him from there. But if it's an Entreat the Angels on top of his library, he's going to need all 3 mana he has in play, and he's going to need to fetch with it on the stack. So what we can do here is if I try to get rid of his fetch land, he can either fetch to get the mana that he'll need to play the Entreat the Angels, but if he does that, he loses the Entreat the Angels. Or he can let it happen and lose it, but then he can't pay to make any Angels. So let's pay to the outs of him having an Entreat the Angels here, and let's snipe out that mana to see if he cares about that land or the card on top of his library more. I will attempt to Rishadan Port your Scalding Tarn.
I'm just shocked. I need that land. But
Was it an Entreat the Angels?
Yeah.
I am particularly proud of myself then.
Crazy. Yes, you're right. I need the land, but after I cannot fetch now. Yeah, I have to fetch. Yeah, for an island. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I won.
No, I wore the land suit.
Okay.
Okay, this is very important.
Make me cut. The 1 card.
You draw.
There's a draw on this deck. Now I have to make a decision. Magic is a complicated game, and sometimes you have to really take a hard guess, which gives you the better odds of surviving. So here we can either use the top and look for top 3 cards, but that removes some of our outs, like for example another Snapcaster Mage or another Entreat the Angels, or we can look and then only have Swords to Plowshares or the outs. And mathematically it's better to look at 3 times the amount of cards and slightly reduce your outs than just have some more outs but only look at 1 card. So that means we're gonna have to look, even though sometimes it will hurt us. I will pay 1 white.
Great way to end the video.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, you don't need to do it so slow. You're dead.
Go. Also you gain 20 life.
Go to 78. Wow. Miracles indeed.
Hi.
Pass the turn.
So you didn't draw the life from the low. I'll draw a top. I'm gonna activate Jace and put the top card of the library. Your turn.
I'll draw the great card that was at the bottom of my library. I'll pass.
I'll draw. Your turn.
Must feel great to draw. Okay, you... I thought I had 3-0. I don't deserve the land's hat. I'll get this back once I win. This is my crown. So now that we're on the play, Sphere of Resistance becomes particularly better because we can sometimes play it on turn 1, and even on turn 2, it kind of doubles the cost of all his spells because most of them cost 1.
1 down, 2 to go.
I'm on the play now. You took off my hat, but it's okay, I can win without it. I'll get to wear it once I win this game. Unfortunately, I cannot win the game with this hand, so I'm looking.
I love hands where we have a Force of Will because that means not really can much go wrong if Carl puts on some crazy turn 1 running 6 again. We have a Force of Will and that feels just the extra amount of save. And besides that, we have a good fighting hand. We have a Relic of Progenitus, so even Life from the Loam doesn't harm us. I think this is gonna be another banger hand. We have a chance.
I will keep this one and I will bottom this.
Hit me. Give me all you got.
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that you say so, I think I will. I will play a Force. And
Did you say 4th?
a Mox Diamond.
No.
Does it enter the battlefield?
It does.
I'll discard a land. And then I'll pay 2 and play Renin 6. The 2 mana, I win the game card. And as far as I know, you're not playing any Daisies.
But I do have a Force of Will.
You lose 1 life as a punishment.
I will exile counterbalance. Draw. What should I play? You tell me.
An island.
Right away, we have a decision. We have a Relic of Progenitus that really wants to start removing Carl's cards because once he has to exile lands, we don't have to crack it and it's kind of reducing his options. But also, we have a Spell Snare and some of the cards Carl can play on turn 2, like mainly Renin 6, but also some Sphere of Resistances are quite dangerous. So it's kind of a close decision, but I think with that hand, we want to be on the safe side and then we can also click and remove some danger. So I think we have to go with the Spell Snare here. Go.
I'll draw. I'll play Rishadan Port, pay 2, and Life from the Loam. Getting back my Windswept Heath.
Spell Snare.
My Life of the Loam for 1 Windswept Heath?
Too good.
Sure, it's your counterspell. You decide what you want to do with it. Pass the turn.
Draw. I'll play another island and a Relic of Progenitus.
Oh!
Now that's a new card, fresh from the sideboard. Target player moves a card from the graveyard from the game. For one colorless and removing Relic of Progenitus, we remove all graveyards from the game and I draw a card. Now, I would like to ask you to remove one card of your turn. Unfortunately, you did do the right decision of not a land or anything, I guess. Yeah, we'll just crack it up. Bye.
I will draw a card with this thicket, and instead of drawing a card, I will draw a Life of the Loam and mill 3 cards. They're going to be exiled. It's okay.
But unfortunately, the good card is still in your hand.
Yes.
Go ahead.
On tap, I'll draw. I'm still just gonna tap, target nothing, put it in my graveyard. Very well spend 2 mana.
Cool.
We're seemingly out of gas, but that's okay because we're actually not. Life of the Loam basically reads in this case, draw 1 to 3 cards a turn because we're gonna keep on bringing lands until we either find a combo to win the game or a Punishing Fire, which is also kind of game ending here. Go, on your upkeep.
Yeah.
I'll tap down one of your islands.
It is tapped. Draw. I'll play turn draw
Okay.
and pass the turn.
I'll turn draw, but instead of drawing, I'm gonna use a replacement effect.
So your turn
Draw Life of the Loam.
dredge.
I turn dredge. Oh, that would have been good. That's okay. I'll Life in the Loam.
Yes.
Bring back Thespian Stage. Play Thespian Stage. Pass.
At the end of your turn.
Brainstorm?
Better. You're 20.
Yes, that was my starting life total.
You have no cards.
I have a Life in the Loam. It's going to come back every turn.
Sometimes you have to do things you're not proud of. I'll play a snap.
It's okay. It's not like anyone's going to ever see this.
It's okay. I don't see a Punishing Fire.
Just hide your eyes.
This
Out of politeness.
is fine.
On your upkeep.
Oh yeah, you tap the Chandra. It's okay. I'll draw. I'll play a Flooded Strand, and you know what? That's what we did. We're in for the business.
I'll untap. I will draw my Life in the Loam. Replacement effect. Instead of drawing, I mill 3 cards into my graveyard. Are they good? They're wonderful.
You're right. They're wonderful. Too wonderful. I don't want you to have them. I'll fetch. I'll get a Plains. And for 3 mana, I'll play a Vendilion Click. When it comes into play, I'll choose a player. It's gonna be you. Spoiler alert.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I may look at your hand, and I can put it on the bottom of your library to draw a card. Now,
You choose not to, right?
I would like you to not have that card anymore. But on the bright side, you
If
do
I
get to
draw-
actually draw a card again.
Another Life of the Loam.
We don't want that on this channel. It's a family-friendly
It's too
channel.
violent. You're right. This would have to become rated R.
I didn't even see it. Ah, it's an
It's an exploration.
Okay.
On your upkeep. I'll tap down your turn.
I have to say, I do enjoy the bitterness in your tone, though. With this one, I draw a card. Normal. I'll attack you for 5.
Yeah.
I'll play a Senseless Divining Force.
Oh no.
And I think we're gonna use it right away, because why not? Ooh. We're gonna do it like this. I'll play my island, and it's your turn.
I'll untap. I'll draw.
Is it good?
It's a land. In my lands deck. I'll pass.
At the end of turn, I will use my top to tap it and draw this card. Now, I've said I was not proud. Yet now I'm proud. It's another Snapcaster Mage. I'll untap. Would you like to do something in my upkeep?
I mean, sure. I'll tap your Tundra.
I'll draw the top. I'll play the top, because why not? And you take 7.
Yep.
Haven't used it this time. But I'm gonna use my 1 time. And you're drawing nothing.
Is this Punishing Fire? You'll never know.
I feel like I will know. I'll draw this.
On your tap step?
Attack.
Okay, good game, good game.
Hola!
Finals. We started with such a good run, and Thoralf managed to spin things around, but it's okay. We came here to win the whole tournament. We can win this last game. We're on the play. We need to win this with our favorite deck. It's the last game.
It is.
The winner
The marbles.
gets this crown. They put it on their head, and they are the winner of the best legacy. Let go. You get it only if you win. The winner of the best legacy deck ever series. It has to be lands, because after we've done 8 of these tournaments, we will do a tournament with the winner of every best deck ever series. And I want to play in that tournament with lands.
Spoiler alert.
So do you think your hand is good enough?
No. The final game, the last game, the winner gets the crown, and we look at 5 lands, a Jace, and a Snapcaster Maze. No.
I will keep this hand. This hand is great. I believe in this hand. I have turn 1 exploration. I have a sphere of resistance. And I have wasteland, fetch land, and life from the loam. And I even have a punishing fire. If ever Thoralf tries to curve out and play some creatures, let's play correctly and let's try to play as tightly as possible.
That needs a lot of help. All right, I'm gonna choose the best card of the whole game.
Was the last card help? And did you just bottom an island? I will start the game that brings me into the Pantheon by fetching. And I'll play a Taiga. And you mulliganed.
I did.
So you have less cards in hand.
I do.
Would you like to get rid of 2 of your cards?
So the history of exploration was one time I should have countered, and one time I shouldn't have countered. I'm sticking to the plan. Don't have a counter spell. I let it resolve.
So you don't, or you're a big old bluffer. I'll play Wasteland.
Sure.
To keep you honest.
I have a counter spell.
That's the turn.
I draw a card. I'll play an island, as we do, and a Sunset Divining, also known as the Editor's Horror.
Yeah, I hate that card.
Go ahead.
I will draw.
Yes.
I need to look at cards. I'm gonna cycle my Thicket. I draw. I'll play a Wasteland, tap 2, and play a Sphere of Resistance. All spells cost 1 more to play, which against a deck where everything costs 1 means all spells cost 200%.
I'll have to force it. I'll show you a second force.
Ooh. And then I'll play my second land. It's a Grove of the Burning Willows.
2
I can
lands.
give you life.
Draw. I'll play a Tundra. Yes, I know. But it will be fine. I'll tap both to play. Finally. Counterbalance is a very, very special card because it has a very big place in people's hearts.
It's because they particularly dislike it.
Whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, counter that spell if it has the same mana cost as the revealed card. This is it. This is why this deck was so powerful. We have a Senseless Divining Top and a counterbalance. Since the Senseless Divining Top can rearrange the cards of your library, they can play as many spells as you want as long as you can rearrange what you want to counter. If you have a 1 and a 2 on top, they can basically not cast any of those mana costs. Think of it like a Chalice of the Void. How good is Chalice of the Void for 1 against many decks, right? And we have basically a Chalice of the Void for 1 and 2 and maybe even other costs at will, so they can't cast anything. And the best part is it doesn't even affect us. We can still cast whatever we want. The only thing that we need to do now is just make sure that we have the right amount of mana costs on the top of our library, and then we can't lose. I mean, we have a 1, we have a 2, that's basically all of Carl's deck. Everything. Nothing can get through. And that means he can draw lands. Well, whoop-de-doo, they're not dangerous if he can't get them back. He has 1-shot land at Wasteland. Doesn't matter, we have basics. He can basically just draw whatever he wants, and we're still winning.
Luckily, I'm playing lands. And you can't counter lands. I draw. We have 1 turn before Thoralf probably starts locking out all of my spells. But it's okay, he's low on resources and we don't really need our spells to win. We just need our lands. So we're gonna use as many spells as we can now because what we really need is to dig into either the combo or a Field of Dead. Or even, if we're lucky, a gamble. He has to counter it, puts his top on top of his library, and then he can't fetch anymore, so then we get to resolve, I don't know, a Ren and 6 or something game ending. But let's use our spells now. I'll play Wooded Foothills and fetch.
Okay.
Get a Taiga, and then I'll get rid of your Tundra.
Ooh.
I'm going to check the top of your library. I get this extra special action by playing Life of the Loam to bring these back.
The fun part, the blind counterbalance.
Ooh, that would have gotten rid of a 1-drop. And then I'll play the Wooded Foothills again and pass the turn.
Untap my island. I draw a Ponder. I'll play a Polluted Delta, and it's your turn.
I will fetch. Forest.
Yeah.
And then I'll cycle this Sheltered Thicket. And I will attempt to get the Life of the Loam. So I would draw this. And as a replacement effect for the drawing, I will mill 3 cards. Let's hope they are delightful. Oh, they are! I will untap. I will draw. And I will play a Life from the Loam, targeting Ghost Quarter, Maze of Ith, and Thicket.
I have a counterbalance trigger.
You do.
I would like to respond to it by tapping my island and looking into my top.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
So that's the end of your top? trigger?
Yes.
Was it a good one?
Enough?
So that's over. Trigger on the stack. I will wasteland your polluted delta.
Unfortunately, you again caught me with my hands in the cookie jar. But you know what's also tasty? The crown. And I'm afraid in order to get the crown, I must not eat the cookies. It's dead.
Oh, I just strip mined you.
You just strip mined me. You strip mined my fetch land.
Can I put this on right now?
You can put it a bit closer. It wasn't a bad move.
Okay, the advantage bar.
The advantage crown. I have a counterbalance trigger still wanting to ask. And it is, in fact, a 2, which counters life from the loam.
Okay. Loam is countered. These stay in my graveyard. Now it's frustrating because I know that any 2-mana spell I now play is going to get countered because Thoralf is going to keep that counterbalance on top of his library forever with the top. If he keeps a 1-mana spell, it means I gamble and exploration and hour out of the cards, but that's okay because we have half the combo in our hands with this Thespian stage. All we need is the Dark Depths and we win the game. I'll play a Wasteland and I'll pass a turn.
In my upkeep, I will use the top.
Okay.
So I will unflip this. You don't know where it is.
No, it could be anywhere.
A top 3. I will put them back. I'll draw a card.
It feels so good to have 5 lands on the battlefield to your measly little tiny 1.
I'll play land.
2.
And it's your turn.
I'll draw.
Good luck.
I'll play a Bajuka Bog.
Oh, yeah.
When it enters the battlefield, I'll exile your graveyard.
You go.
For now, chilling.
I'll look into my top.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and we'll put it like this. I still might have a counterbalance or not. It could be in my hand. Maybe there's only lands on top or Force of Wills.
That would be highly unlikely.
I'll play a Ponder.
Oh, yeah, we remember that.
So now I look at the top 3 cards in my library.
You could shuffle if you want.
Shuffling seems like a very unattractive solution. And I draw. I don't shuffle. And then we'll play a fetch land. It's your turn.
I'll draw. I'll test the top of your library. Punishing Fire you.
Oh, that's actually quite neat. I like it. Yeah, but maybe I don't want to show you.
Do you want to take 2?
Yeah, I'll take 2.
Maybe my plan is to bully you into going down to a low enough life total.
That's funny. I don't have to. We're playing like chicken with the top of my library.
Pass the turn to you.
I will look at the top card of my library. Draw. And then I will play another land. I don't see how we're going to lose from this place. It's your turn.
I will give you 1 life. Whenever you gain life, I may pay red. If I do, I return Punishing Fire from my graveyard to my hand. I have 1 floating red from the Grove of the Burn Willows. I'll bring it back to my hand.
You do. You can cast it again.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Good point. Would you like to take 2?
I want to take 2. I don't care. No, it's a 2.
It's countered. All right.
I'm not dealing with bullies.
You don't give bullies the light of day. I will Sheltered Thicket Cycle.
Run. Dig.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. You're right. There's a place where digging is kind of spooky because dead bodies come up, and that's a Field of the Dead, which enters the battlefield tapped. And whenever a land, including itself, enters the battlefield, you create a zombie if you have 7 lands with different names. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Good point. I'll play a Thespian stage. Now that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands with different names, I came prepared. I'm gonna make a 2/2 zombie. Go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna move this a tiny bit closer here, because I think that's where it goes right now.
I'm in trouble.
Yes, I would say you are in trouble.
Well, we're gonna look at the top, I will have to say, and see what it is. You know what? Not good enough. I'm gonna fetch.
Ooh.
I get a plains, and look again. That doesn't have 2s or Entreat the Angel, so we're gonna try it again.
Okay, you said you don't have 2s? I'll give you 1. Fetching on the stack. I'll use the 1 life to bring back my Punishing Fire.
Ow.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You take 2.
I'll fetch. I get an island, and I will look into the top again. It is what it is, right? My grandma used to always say that.
Your family says a lot of stuff.
I draw, and I will play a Snapcaster Mage.
Really? For the 1?
I have to find, stuff.
Okay.
I'll play a Ponder.
Stuff found.
1, 2. I'll put them back like this. Draw from the Ponder and play a land.
Okay, I will untap and hope to draw a land. My hopes are high because this deck, what's the name of the deck? I forget.
Instance.
Lands. I will tap 2 and use Thespian Stage to copy Field of the Dead because it's not legendary. So now every time I play a land, I make dos zombies.
They're twice as annoying.
Now let's check the top of your library again. I'm gonna give you 1 life. Use the 1 mana floating to bring back the friend.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to hit Snapcaster Mage in the face with the giant flaming axe.
I have to fetch anyway, so we're gonna fetch.
Ooh.
I get an island, and we're gonna look again. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's dead.
Goodbye. Shaun of the Dead. You take 2. And then I'll play what I woohooed for, because it's a Rishadan Port, which is still 7 lands, meaning I make 2 zombies, and you are on a very short clock. Now, you didn't have a 2-drop on top of your library.
Well, not that I showed you.
I'll attempt to cast a red in 6.
Oh yeah. I don't have a 2 on top of my library. But I have a force in my hand as my last.
Ah. You have no cards in hand.
You have no cards in hand.
Yeah, but I have 3 2/2 zombies in play and a selection of lands.
I have a spinning device.
You have a Beyblade.
Yes. I have a Beyblade and a water gun park fight.
And a dream.
I untap. I look at the top card of my library. It's
Yes.
a land. It's your turn.
Oh, really? Woo! I'll play Blast Zone. It will trigger my 2 Field of the Deads and make 2 2/2 zombies. I'll declare attacks. And red zone.
Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
I think at this point it's appropriate that you can put on your crown.
Why do you say that with that confidence?
You just
I mean, I won't say no.
looks beautiful.
I know, thank you.
It would be a shame. I'll use the top.
In response, I will Wasteland.
I will make a white mana. Can I draw the card?
Yes.
All right. Carl, I came with a dream, but I'm leaving with a miracle.
Oh.
4 angels, please. Wait. Oh, that's Angela Merkel. She wants to congratulate me for my win. Wait.
Is she sending angels right now? Oh, she's so nice. We gotta love Angie.
Angela Merkel.
Angel Merkel. Put this. No. That does not deserve a crown.
Lady Angela Merkel sent me 4 of her little babies. Now that I've made my 4 angels, I don't block. I'll take it.
You don't block?
No.
Why did you do all that?
Show off.
That checks out.
Take 6.
Yeah, down to 6. You just want to put me down to 1 for a show of dominance before losing the game?
But is it 1? Sometimes in life you just sit down and ask yourself the question, is it really the 1?
I don't ask myself, is it 1? I'm sitting on a bench alone.
I'll play a top.
Yes, we knew about that one.
I don't even bother looking. I'll just draw. This
Is it another miracle?
is going to be the last spell I cast this game.
Is it a miracle?
It's better. It's the presence of winning herself. Hello, lady. I've started the tournament with Elspeth winning against Andrea, making an emblem. It's just so fitting. A 4-mana planeswalker. For +1, I make a soldier. I don't do that. For -8, there's an emblem. It doesn't matter. But for another +1, a creature of my choice gets +3/+3 and flying. This one gets +3/+3.
Oh no.
That's 19. Life
Wait,
total?
there's gotta be something. You snuck that in. Wait, there's bound to be...
I'll attack for 19.
Yeah? Good game. The best legacy deck ever is from 2012.
They all doubted me, but it only took a miracle.
The best deck of all time.
Proven.
It beat Turbo Initiative. It beat Flash Hulk. Well, to be fair, you've got a lot of Path to Exiles, and it's really good against Flash Hulk.
And lands.